how to get rid of the jinn from your house. Okay, now I will do it in the following order. We'll deal with how to get rid of the jinn from the house, and then we'll deal with the signs of the jinn from the house. And then once we dealt with the signs of the jinn, we will deal with the cause of disturbance of the jinn in the house. And then we will deal with how the jinn can be abused. And then the presence of the jinn in the individual, how to deal with the problem of the presence of the jinn individual. That is the order in which we will do it, inshallah. Are you happy? Let me have a little Dr. Pepper break. Bismillah. Whoever's house has, if you like, indication, and we will talk about the indication in a moment. The way to deal with the jinn in the home is the following. You will attend your home with two people who are pious. Obviously mahram to you, not foreign people coming together in the home, sitting there saying that we're dealing with the jinn, but they're free mixing. So two other people, in other words, the sunnah to go with three people to the home. And for 3 days continuously, you will at night time read certain dua and you will recite chapter Baqarah. Now the certain dua is called, they call it tahrij. Tahrij means to explain to the jinn the awkward situation in the home and therefore to ask them to leave. That is called tahrij. So you make with them tahrij and you will explain to them that they should not be there. And basically this is what he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, if you like, by istikrar al-adillah, scanning the evidences, we find the following. For 3 continuous nights you will do the following. You will say one time each the following dua, and then after that you will recite chapter Al-Baqarah. You will say, I ask you to abide by the covenant of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, and to come out and leave the home. I ask you by Allah to leave and not to harm anyone. So you can say that in your own language, no problem, because even the jinn are from different countries and they speak different languages when they communicate. That is why when someone is possessed, he could be from different area and therefore start to speak with you a different language. So he said, I ask you to abide by the covenant of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam and to come out and leave our home, and I ask you by Allah to go out and not to harm anyone. Remember, Sulaiman alayhi salam, he had certain relationship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him to have control over the jinn and also the ins. He could communicate with the whole of the creation. And then after that you will recite chapter Al-Baqarah. Okay? And you will do that for 3 days. If that does not work and you still feel the presence of the jinn, the following is the second stage to get rid of the jinn from the home. You will get a cup of water and you will put your index finger in the water and you will hold it in your right hand close to your mouth and you will say the following. There is certain dua, you say the following, you can find that, you can do it in English, you can do it in the language obviously of the hadith. You do the following, you get the water, put your index finger, that is your index finger, you put your index finger, bring it close to your mouth and you will say the following. In the name of Allah, we come home to relax and sleep. And by Allah, the one who prevails the night, which no one can prevent. By the dignity of Allah, which cannot be defeated or challenged. And by the authority of Allah, the protector. We seek protection by all His perfect names. We seek refuge in you from Iblis and the evil of the shayateen, from the human or the jinn, which have prevailed or concealed, and from any evil coming out in the night time or settling by day, and from any evil settling by the night or coming out by the day, or from the evil of the creation, from the evil of Iblis and his soldiers, from the evil of any living being whom you control its neck. Remember, you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're asking Him protection. He said, from any living being whom you control. Obviously Allah is in control and of all of the creation. Verily, the path of my Lord is the straight path, and I seek refuge in Allah by what Ibrahim, Musa, Isa and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sought refuge. So you will read that dua, and then after that you will say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and you will read chapter Safat, the last 10 ayat. Okay, so that is the procedure. If it doesn't go after 3 days, you will read that particular dua, which I'll repeat to you in a moment, and you will say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, seeking refuge in Allah from the shaitan, and then you will read Surah Safat, the last 10 ayat. And then you will take that water, remember, which you are holding with your index finger in there, and you will throw it in the corners of the house, in every room, sprinkling with the fingers. That is the way to get rid of it if the first one does not work. Okay? Happy? I'll repeat that to you so that you got it. Obviously, I know it's a little bit quick. I'll read it a bit slowly for you, inshallah, to get it done. He said, in the name of Allah, we come home to relax and sleep. And by Allah, the one who prevailed the night, which nobody can prevent. By the dignity of Allah, which cannot be defeated or challenged. By the authority of Allah, the protector, we seek protection by all His perfect names, and we seek refuge in Him from Iblis and the evils of the shayateen, from the human or the jinn. Remember, the shaitan are from the human and the jinn. Okay? Which have been prevailed or concealed from any evil coming out in the night or settling by the day, and from any evil settling by the night or coming out by the day, and from the evil of the creation and the evil of Iblis and his soldiers, and from the evil of any living beings whom you control their neck. Verily, the path of my Lord is the straight path, and I seek refuge in you, Allah, by what Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, Muhammad sought refuge in you, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then you say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Surah As-Saffat, the last 10 ayat. Then you take the water, remember you had your index finger in it, and you sprinkle it in the corners of the room in the home. And you should, that will say goodbye to the shayateen from the jinn and the ins. How do you know, however, somebody will ask,